Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at the Hiumitas by Earthquaker Devices, and if you like guitar players that can barely play but they do have kick-ass amps and love fez pedals, hit that like button down below. Let's get to it. This pedal has been very well received in the pedal community, especially in like the stoner rock doom community, because this pedal it's a clone of a Elk Sustainer, which was a Japanese knockoff of a triangle big muff, but more importantly it was the pedal used by Wata from the band Boris. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is pronounced Hiumitas. If not, please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. From now on, we're just going to call it the Wata pedal. That way, I don't bastardize the pronunciation any further. Okay, so the Wata pedal was sent to Jamie from Earthquaker Devices, and he modeled this pedal based off that pedal to get that exact sound. So when you're playing this pedal, you are playing the pedal owned by Wata, which is really cool. So it wasn't just like he found some random pedal that may have had some tolerance differences from this one. You know, it's the same one she had. So anyway, the community was really like excited about this pedal. I wanted to know like how well it stacked up against a muff, and I've used a lot of muffs, and I feel like this thing is completely different than a muff. Well, I won't say completely different, it's a lot different in certain aspects, and we'll go through that. And what we're going to do though, we're going to run through the orange TH30, and we're also going to do the EVH5150, because the orange clean channel is more like a plexi channel. It's not really clean. It starts breaking up really early. The EVH, I can get a lot cleaner. And it'd be cool to show you that two ways of, you know, a slightly broken up an amp and a more clean amp. So anyway, let's get into it. We have the controls set at noon. The volume is around 9-10 o'clock, which is where it's supposed to be. So we got the pedal here, it's true bypass. It has a tone knob, a sustain knob, and a volume knob. That's it. The tone knob works kind of almost like a rat knob, like it's in reverse. When you go clockwise, you start bringing in more of the low end, and it sounds like maybe some low mids too. And when you go counterclockwise, you start bringing in the treble. So this is the orange amp by itself. So you can tell it's already broken up. We're not even noon on the channel volume. Go ahead and turn the pedal on. And it kind of rolls back to almost a crunchy, like a slightly hairy, slightly fuzzy overdrive, so that's pretty cool. So now we'll roll up the low end. We're going to go up on the low end. Here we go. It's like it's about 3/4 of the way up. go back the other way. That's got the tone all the way into the rolled in high setting, so it's all the way counterclockwise. Now we're going to dial the sustain back. We have the sustain all the way down. Sorry, it's hard to get a good view for you guys. So with it all the way down, you can basically like an overdrive, like a fuzzy overdrive. I want to try one more thing like this. We have it set up like this. Yeah, I want to kick the plumes on before and see what we get that way. Side note, I would suggest when you're dialing in your pedals, maybe do it like this where you can't really see, because now you're focused on using your ears. You're not focused on looking at the settings on your pedal and where you think they should be. So yeah, we're just gonna, we'll see where we end up. I'm just gonna dial in the tone and the sustain to see where I like it, and then that I'll know then perfectly like how I like this pedal. I'm digging like when you dial it back, it's like it's taking away some of the bass, because when you dial the sustain all the way in, it gets a lot more low end, but dialing it back, you get a little bit more of the highs and the mids back in. So yeah, that's where I would set this pedal. So let's go ahead and see what it is. I don't even know. It's really not too far from where I saw Wata had hers set in a video. She had hers set to noon, but mine's at 1 o'clock. So it's basically her setting. Now we're going to quickly switch over to the EVH and we'll check it out on the clean channel. All right, so now that we're on the 5150, this is how we have it set up. This is the exact same settings we had at the end with the orange. I think I might actually prefer it on the EVA. Which the EVH does have more power, it's 50 watts versus 30, but let's dial the sustain back. Just curious how much hate I'll get for playing some Motley Crue through a Wata pedal. Let's go ahead and turn the plumes on top of that. I'm really digging that because you could use this as like your go-to metal setting, which is kind of strange. You got the plumes and the Wata pedal going. Okay, so we turn the plumes off. Let's roll back the tone knob and bring in some of those highs. Starting to sound a lot more like a big muff there. And it's that big muff tone I don't like. It's that really scooped, a lot of high-end tone. We took down some more of the sustain. Take the sustain all the way out. Need a little bit of it with this channel because it's too clean. pretty cool. The last thing I want to do is I want to dial it in to where I like it on this amp to see if I end up with the same settings as the orange. Because every amp's different, so I'm just curious like if that's what's going to happen. Yeah, so let's see where we ended up at. Pretty close, it's almost identical, like... Yeah, so if you get one, dial it in to 9, 10 o'clock on the volume, put everything else at 1 o'clock, and this is the tone you'll get, and maybe you'll dig it too. So I guess the last thing to say is, do I think the pedal's any good? Yeah, I think the pedal's great. This is what I've been using mostly. Like, this has been my go-to fuzz. It's a Russian pickle. And I've tried a lot of fuzz and a lot of big muffs, or big muff styled pedals. I've tried the Deluxe, Sovtek, I've tried Fig Foam, and none of them could knock this off. This, as a matter of fact, knocked the Sovtek off. And I think it may just be that honeymoon phase, but right now, I would say that the Hiumitas has knocked this off the board. For two reasons. One, I'm just goofy as shit, and I'm going to buy a bunch of pedals that are all lavender and silver because I want to have a uniform board. But the other reason is it has to sound good to use it. It sounds really good. Like, this is great too. This is darker with more mids. This is a little bit more open, with a little bit more highs. So I feel like this is a bit more natural sounding with an amp than this. So if you have a muff, you may ask yourself, do you need this? You probably do, because it's going to sound different than a muff. It's going to be more open, more clarity, more, just more open basically. So yeah, go ahead and check yourself one out. They're really cheap. I think they're what, 150, 149 or something like that. And I will see you guys next time.